Yo guys, how's it going on? The arc is about to begin. Deku and Co. all fighting against Overhaul. So this is going to be really amazing. And that last spread page was absolutely hype. You know, the whole stance, the lineup. You're seeing Mireille, Deku, Uraraka, Hado? No, Nejiro? I can't remember her name, but you know what I'm talking about, the big free girl, and Amajaki. Like, it was just lit seeing Aizawa Sensei. Honestly, guys, before we get into the gripes of it, am I the only one who's unbelievably excited to see Aizawa Sensei come back in? You know, just to see Eraserhead get back into the front stage. I just can't wait, because the last time we literally saw him was pretty much like fight in that setting was pretty much at the start of the series against the Villain Alliance and Nomu. So I'm really excited to see Aizawa Sensei go back in. I think that's going to be awesome. And I think I just love him because he's an awesome hero as well. And I just can't wait to see his moves, because I remember when he was first fighting, it was just lit. Like, his maneuverability and the way he was taking out so many villains, it was awesome. So this chapter, we're getting straight into it. Pretty much from the end of this chapter, the arc really is starting, you know. Overhaul's just like saying, so they've come. So we're getting really into the gripes of it, and I'm loving the pacing. Structurally speaking, the pacing is really awesome in my opinion. I feel like we're getting things new every chapter, but it's not too fast. Like, we're not getting forced into it. They're slowly building the backdrop for this arc. It's really cool. But it's also not too slow where I'm like, come on man, like, hurry up, let's get to their greatness. So I really loved it, and one of my favourite parts of this chapter was definitely Night Eye, when he touched the guy, what should we call him? What's the word? The Thug. So he touched the Thug pretty much, and like obviously he uses his quirk. I just love that. Like, it was so cinematic. The panels and the drawings, it really did bring it to life. I could really imagine that in the anime. You know, with the OST, like it gave me like spy feels as well. I really thought that's what Night Eye was kind of doing, that espionage kind of thing, right in that shop. So I thought that was pretty awesome. That was probably my favourite part of the chapter, to be honest. I just really loved. That looked really aesthetically pleasing to me, and it got me really excited. But this chapter was just phenomenal, because at the start of the chapter, you know, we're getting Deku and Todoroki and Ida. I'm like, that one, I've missed that. I've missed the relationship, you know, the bros between Deku, Todoroki and Ida. And, pardon me, for you guys who are watching the anime right now, I think I'm not the only one who I think it's pretty cool to just see the difference Todoroki now and how he was in the sports festival. Because, like, the way he is now, like, I've only realised, I've just started to think about it now, but I've realised it once I think back in the previous chapters. Todoroki's got a sense of insecurity to his character, because now when I'm saying a sense of insecurity, it's like he doubts his words, because every time he says something, like, he'll say something awesome, he's just like, well, I think, or he's just like, oh, I don't know. Like, his character's very, no, I wouldn't say socially inept, but it's like, it's socially not awkward, but it's got that little bit of an innocence and a shyness to it, which makes you think like, oh, it's Todoroki, something like that. I'm probably explaining it incorrectly, but I thought that was something interesting to note. Like, Todoroki's persona, the way he talks when he's around, you know, like Todoroki, when he's around like Deku and Ida, it's pretty cute, I'm not going to lie. Now, I thought that was awesome, you know, just a bro and the bromance between them, because it really was a heartfelt moment when Ida was like, he mirrored back what Deku said to him in the Stain arc, and I just love that, you know. Horikoshi brings things back, everything holds weight, everything, like, Horikoshi doesn't do an arc and just like leaves it. Like, every arc in Boku no Hero is significant, and I really feel like that is the truth. And I always feel like every arc builds on the previous arc as well. I think that's really true in this series too. Like, it isn't episodic, if you see what I mean. Like, it isn't cliche as well. Like, I've just loved the introduction of Overhaul, and I'm just loving the direction that this arc is taking. So, aside from that, you know, Aizawa Sensei's basically, this is what's kind of interesting, what I want us to talk about in this video. Aizawa Sensei comes up to Uraraka, Deku, you know, the gang, and he's pretty much like saying, he wants to know their convictions, and that's fair enough, that's true. Then afterwards he says, because from their not recordings, but you know what I mean, from their investigations, it seemed that the Villain Alliance wasn't in allegiance with the eight villain, the eight precepts of death. And that's obviously because they had recordings of the fight. I don't know, not if recordings, but you know what I mean. They had intel from that fight, so they obviously don't know anything they don't know anything else about, you know, them joining together. So Aizawa Sensei said, if the Villain Alliance is involved, you guys, I'm pulling you guys out. You guys need to stop there, because Aizawa Sensei really stressed, I believe in this chapter and in chapter before, he was stressing the point was, and this arc really has been stressing, it's to save Airy. It's not to start a fight with overall Shigaraki. Now, of course, yes, to capture them as well, but they're not coming in and like going all a straight out war. Their first priority is to save Airy, and then if they can, then yes, it's to capture Overhaul. So Aizawa Sensei is stressing to the kids, look, if Shigaraki, if these guys get involved, I want you guys out of there. And I'm really intrigued to see what Deku's going to do. Now, this was a similar situation when it was All Might versus All For One. And, you know, the kids were like, we can't go into this, you know, we were told not to, all of that kind of stuff. I remember that dilemma. And, you know, Deku, Todoroki, Kirishima, I believe Ida as well. They found was it Ida? Yeah, it was, and Momo. They found a way around it, and they were basically like, okay, we're not going to engage in the conflict, but we're going to rescue Bakugo. So I'm wondering if they're going to do a similar solution to that, or is it going to be something like, this is the thing, guys, because I think we need to understand, Airy, this is a little girl involved in such a terrifying, horrific experience. So when Deku truly does see Airy, and like all this equipment, I'm not sure if Deku's really going to be able to keep his cool. I'm really not sure, especially in this chapter as well. Horikoshi was really focusing on Deku's emotions, about how he was getting overwhelmed. He was like saying, heroes don't cry. That way, the focus was more about how he said that, like, all of these emotions, we need to think what's been happening to Deku these past like 10 chapters. He found out, you know, Mireille was supposed to be the true successor. All Might just basically bumped into Deku even before seeing Mireille. So a lot of things are kind of flowing into Deku's mind, and I love that Horikoshi brought that back in this chapter, brought the significance back, because the fact is that Deku's thinking about it. His eye is not on the ball 100%. He's not truly concentrating. He's got All Might's life to think about. He's got Airy. He's got the whole thing about Mireille, Night Eye. Aizawa Sensei even comes and forewarns him, saying, you know, don't be risky. Don't do anything mad. So I'm really intrigued to see how Deku really is going to act in this arc, because, you know, if Deku sees Shigaraki, Deku sees the Villain Alliance, Deku sees what's happening to Airy, is he really going to be able to pull out and run? I'm not really sure. I'm more leaning to the side that he's not going to act out rashly, but he's going to be his, you know, his normal self, as it was explained last chapter about, you know, the madness inside Deku. I didn't really catch that out last chapter, but thanks to you guys obviously letting me know and me, you know, researching more about that. It was awesome to actually, you know, investigate. Like, wow, the way that Deku and All Might work is really interesting. Like the way that they operate, especially with their heroics, extremely interesting. But as I was saying, I don't know if Deku really is going to be able to like stop and retreat if the Villain Alliance are there. I really don't, and I'm really intrigued to see it, because especially if Shigaraki's there, Shigaraki may taunt Deku. Like, we'll have to see what happens in the futures to come. Now, in the chapters to come. Now, aside from that, Night Eye says something, and I only realised this on my second read through of the chapter. Night Eye says he's talking to Mireille. At first I thought this was Aizawa Sensei talking to Deku. That was obviously, I was reading the chapter quickly. Well, Night Eye says to Mireille, you know, don't be afraid, don't be taken aback of what just happened. And he was kind of congratulating Mireille as well, saying if it weren't for you putting Mireille back, I wouldn't have been able to plan this so extensively. So Night Eye was kind of thanking Mireille. I think Night Eye was saying it to himself though, anyway. Because Night Eye says, this is what kind of gets me interested and kind of gets me a little bit, you know, worried as well. Because Night Eye says, we can't change the future, but we can change the past. And that kind of suggests something's bad going to happen in this arc. I think all of us know that something bad's going to happen. This arc is very foreboding. Whether it will be All Might's death, whether it will be one of the heroes dying, Airy dying, that is a possibility. All we know is that this arc is going to be very foreboding, very sinister, very dark, and something climactic is going to happen. Something big is going to happen. We don't know what it is, but, you know, I'm led to believe that Sir Night Eye kind of does know, obviously through his premonition. So, it's like, because he says, Mireille, I'm trusting in you, or something like that. He's like, Mireille, I'm betting on you, something like that. Either way, everything's in the hands of Mireille, and I'm really intrigued to see Mireille's role in this arc. A lot of people have been theorizing that Mireille possibly is going to die in this arc. I know a lot of people are saying Mireille's too similar to Deku, so you know the possibility of him dying is very high. I don't really think that. I think Mireille's going to stay alive, but who knows? Maybe I'll be surprised. We'll really have to wait and see. But I'm really intrigued to see Mireille's role, especially because Night Eye places a lot of pressure. Bear in mind, Night Eye thinks Mireille should have been the true successor, and he's actually growing him to be the true symbol of peace. So I'm intrigued for that, and I just loved it how Aizawa Sensei said at the start, because I remember when the Big Three first got introduced, there's a lot of, due to translations and that, there's a lot of confusion about, are they really the strongest? Especially Mireille. Everyone was thinking, wait, is Mireille like stronger than Endeavor, or is he the strongest like within his school? I know a lot of people are confused about that. So I really like how it was enforced on it, emphasized in this chapter, saying how the Big Three, Mireille, Amajaki, and I can't remember, I think it's Hedo and Nijiru, something like that. Those three, they're basically stronger than all the pros. Like, first of all, Mireille's he's the closest person to be number one, even closer than, he's like closer than Endeavor. So these guys, some of them are even stronger than the pros. So I really liked how that was emphasized. I really can't wait to see them fight, you know. I wonder who they're gonna fight. I know a lot of people have been saying Mireille versus Overhaul. I think that'd be pretty cool to see. We'll just have to wait and see anyway. So guys, this chapter was amazing. It's really going to start. It's about to begin. We know, guys, it's going to be lit. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below what you thought about this chapter. If you liked anything I say, please drop a like. It will be greatly appreciated. What did you think about this chapter? What do you think is going to happen next week? I know from the Fallen Angels and the manga stream, there was two different translations. At the end of the chapter, Overhaul said, "So you've come." And in the Fallen Angels one, Overhaul said, "So they've come." So one translation makes it seem that Overhaul's just like, okay, the heroes are coming in now. And the other translation made it seem like Overhaul was talking to either like Shigaraki, the villain alliance, or possibly the traitor. I know a lot of people are talking about that. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You know what I'm saying? Peace out, guys, and goodbye. Take it easy.